guys, it's Tandy here. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm coming to you on another super hot day in South Africa, and I thought I would show you our lovely array of tomatoes. So this is this season's tomatoes that we've decided to grow. So I'll just go through them and tell you a little bit about them. Okay, so this big one over here, this big boy, as you can see, it's quite a funny, a very nodey shape. Get closer. It's very bulbous and nodey and quite warped, and this is called a Marmande. So these are a giant variety of tomato, as you see the way that they grow. And yeah, they're great for sauces and like cooking tomatoes. That's what I think they're best for, personally anyway. Up next we have the very beautiful Oxheart tomatoes. As you can see, these are two. This is kind of when it's going ripe. This is kind of mid-ripe stage, and this is full ripe. So as you can see, it's a very beautiful dusky pinky. It's not, as you see, it's really not the same color. It's a very dusky pink, and what I do love about these, as you can see, is the sunset effect that they get when they're going just ripe. So here we have the Ace. Now these are what when we planted these, we planted these as the kind of very commercial box standard big tomatoes. South Africans love big tomatoes. So this was our kind of commercial average big sized. Now this over here, this I believe it's called a Roma. It's kind of this kind of oblong shape, almost like a squash or a gourd. This is actually just a rye plant, guys. So this was in a pack of seeds that were, I think they were in the Oxheart seed, and it was just a strange rice seed. So we have one plant of this, guys, with the Roma's cherry tomato. Then last but not least, we have the beautiful, absolutely beautiful black cherry tomatoes. These are so beautiful, guys. These are so fruity and tart and crisp and just really very delicious. I love cherry tomatoes anyway. That's probably one of my favorite type of tomatoes, a cherry tomato. But these guys are beautiful. So what I was going to do for you guys now is just give you a little bit of a taste test. I haven't really compared all of them against each other. These are all pretty ripe versions, so they should match up well in taste and sweetness. So we should see at their full ripe stage. So I'm just going to cut into them. Move some of these back. I'm just going to cut into them and give them a taste and compare them. So I'll just make a nice kind of slice out of the Marmande. Get a nice cross section going. As you can see, like, this is almost like the shape of a regular tomato, even the center, and there you have almost the center, but as you can see, it's like a node that's coming off. Okay, so let's give it a little bit of a taste. Yeah, this is lovely and ripe. Not as sweet as some of the others, but very tangy. Great for sauces, great for cooking with, and also great for salads. If you like a meaty, tangy and tart, more tart than sweet tomato, then this would definitely be for you for cooking or for salads. And then we're going to cut into the gorgeous. I just love these shapes, and what I did notice about these plants is that, well, I'll say in the beginning, I noticed a lot more oval shaped fruit. So stuff that was just coming out more oval. Not really getting this beautiful, like, heart shape. These two are kind of, if you can imagine this, but more oval. But this beautiful kind of tip that they get, and it's really a beautiful heart shape. So yeah, guys, let's give this a taste. Cut a nice cross section from here. So as you can see, the color runs all the way through. So as you can see on this one, it's the center is a bit more light, but on the Oxheart they do stay quite pink and red through and through. Yeah, it's very tangy. And I would say it was, let me taste. Would I say that it was tart, more tart? I would actually say that it was a little bit more tart than the Marmande. Very, very tangy, very tasty. Has a lot of flavour to it. That's really the beauty about the Oxheart, is that it has a very rich tomato. It has a very rich tomato flavour. It really resonates, and this is quite ripe. You know, sometimes if they get a bit too ripe, they can almost lose the flavour, but this actually intensifies. So it's very tomato taste. Again, I think will be great for cooking, great for tomato sauce, I believe, as well. As tart as it is, it will be go great. It's, as I said, I think it's a little bit more tart than the Marmande. Okay, so this is our average kind of ace. Nice and firm, even though it's quite ripe. Here we go. It's a lovely kind of standard tomato. A lot more sweet than both. More sweet than I would even say tangy. But it's got a nice light tang. Like, yeah, it's almost a bit salty as well. It's a bit saltier than the other two. Definitely more tart. And definitely more salty. This is actually quite sweet in comparison now that I've tasted all of them. Let me see if I actually think this is sweeter. They're on a par. They're definitely on a par. I think this is probably a little bit more tangy than this. Yeah, I'd probably say that it was a tiny bit more tangy rather than probably more sweet. This is probably more of a, it hits you more with the sweet, and this hits you more with the tangy first. Okay, so we've got the beautiful Romas, which these are actually quite popular in South Africa. So funny, we didn't actually choose to try these, but we've seen this is a great size. This is a great size fruit. It's quite big, very bulbous. There goes the inside. Delicious. Cherry tomatoes are really just obviously way more sweet than one of the bigger varieties. It's very crisp. It's got a very crisp, very sweet flavour. A slight bit of tang there as well. Definitely nowhere near as tangy as these three, but very much a mild sweet salad tomato. And last but not least, once again, we have the black cherry tomato. Let me see if I can give you a cross section. This honestly has become one of my most favorite tomatoes ever, as in ever. Okay, so if you can see, it's almost luminous inside. See, it's almost luminous. Some of them I've kind of missed some seeds, but when you cut the seed as well, it has a kind of a luminous kind of halo as well to it. Obviously it's quite dark. quite cherry, pretty much the same as the Oxheart, this one here. The same as that, is that the colour travels all the way through. Now give it a taste. Mm. 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 Mm-mm. Guys, you have no clue how delicious. Like, if you have a chance, this, you know, it's coming up to spring in some other parts of the world where I live anyway. When I'm back in the UK, it's coming up to spring, so I'm definitely going to be planting these in my garden in the UK, because honestly I don't think I can do a season without them. They are delicious. If you get a chance, pick them up. If you get a chance, try them. If you get a chance, grow them. They do very well in hot climates. We've had a lot of trouble with splitting. The heat here, and we're getting up to temperatures of like 45, 46 degrees. At that point, even it's difficult for us to survive, let alone for plants. So we've been suffering from splitting. It's just been a bit of a nightmare. But we're, you know, as you can see, we have some nice fruits. We have some fruits there, and yeah, definitely all I'd say is that the cherry varieties in the heat do so much better. I mean, even to the point where they're quite big, you know. On average, they are quite sizable. This is quite a sizable cherry tomato. So yeah, in hot climates, I'll definitely have learnt this season. We've learnt this season that the cherry variety do better in summer. So if we were going to plant in summer again for tomatoes, we'd probably do completely cherry variety. These two, and perhaps the more circular ones as well. So yeah, guys, the winner, which I definitely knew was going to be the winner, is the black cherry, because honestly, this is the most amazing. It's so tart and sweet and fruity and tangy. Just all the, if you like tomatoes, if you like cherry tomatoes, this is definitely the tomato for you, because it has all of those things that you love. The crispness, so super sweet, tart, beautiful. So yeah, guys, that is my review, my little taste test of all of the tomatoes that we have this season. So please let me know in the comments, guys, if you know any of these tomatoes, if you've ever grown any of them, your experiences with growing any of these as well, and tell me what your favorite is as well, because obviously we know my favorite. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a real pleasure, and I will see you next time on another video. Bye.